The Disney Investors Day showcased a ton of new cool and interesting projects coming to Disney Plus and cinema within the next, I don't know, however many years, was it like 5, 8 years? It's an exciting time. Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, Disney themselves all announced new projects coming to Disney Plus, coming to cinemas, as well as giving us more information on projects that we already know about. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at 2 new Marvel projects and 2 new Star Wars projects that were announced yesterday at Disney's Investors Day, as well as looking at the overall diversifying of both these universes. Welcome to Hakuna MaChatter, your place for everything positive in diversity and representation in film and TV. If you're new here to the channel, please consider subscribing and turning on the bell notification. So let's start with the Marvel show I'm most looking forward to, and it is of course Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've known about this project for an incredibly long time now, but yesterday we got a first full trailer and a proper look at both Falcon and Bucky in this new TV show. Now, Winter Soldier has always had some great arcs within the main MCU. In fact, he had a whole film after him. So in this upcoming TV show, it's really Falcon that I am most interested in. He's always been my favorite character within the MCU, and now he's finally getting a story that is centered around him. He was given the mantle of Captain America's shield at the end of Endgame, and now we get to see him in a world post-Thanos with the weight of that mantle on his shoulders and the weight of the new world on his shoulders as well. A few months ago on a live stream here on Hakuna MaChatter, I had the wonderful Leo over from the channel Geekly Goods, and we were talking about the differences between diversity and representation, and there was a moment that I used characters within the MCU to really highlight the separation between these two words. War Machine and Falcon are diversity, Black Panther is representation. And as I said, Falcon has always been my favourite character within the MCU, but he was always there just supporting Steve Rogers. He always fell into the trope of the black best friend. So now that we're getting to explore this character more in depth, I'm of course incredibly excited about it. And just watching the trailer, the suit looks hella cool. Anthony Mackie already has this amazingly different jaded aura about Sam Wilson that I'm excited to see. And that part of the trailer where Falcon is trying to escape them rockets, it looks like Marvel are finally going to blitz us with Falcon's full potential. The second Marvel show I'm really looking forward to, and I know this has kind of fell under the radar for a lot of people, but it is What If. There's a great chance to explore the MCU stories we've already seen and learned to love without them interfering into the main thread plot line of phase 4 of the MCU. Of course, that's not to say that What If won't. I actually don't know. Maybe these alternate realities will tie back in, considering phase 4 seems to be full-on multiverse madness. To put a finer point on that, there's a great opportunity here to see these beloved stories through different perspectives. From the trailer, the 2 main things that stood out to me is that we're going to see a version of Peggy Carter as Captain America / Captain Britain, and we're going to see T'Challa as Star-Lord, which I would never have thought of in my wildest dreams, so I really want to see how that plays out. And yeah, they're 2 things that you just really wouldn't expect to happen within the main plotline of the MCU, and here we can just have a little bit of fun and enjoy a different way of seeing these stories. Because it's not just the stories of Captain America and Star-Lord that are changing, it's the stories of Peggy Carter and T'Challa that are changing. Peggy Carter, who was right there during the creation of Captain America, in fact she was a person that influenced the choice of Steve Rogers being made Captain America. And then with T'Challa, he's been blessed by this power and this suit that has come from the sky, from the heavens, from space, but now as a kid he's going to go up and he's going to be right there seeing other worlds, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes in that sort of universe. And the fact that it is animated is also really exciting, because animation will be a great medium for what will be, by the looks of the trailer, an action-heavy series. Animation doesn't have the limitations in action that live action can, so to see the MCU fully explored within this medium, yeah, I'm really excited about that. I love animation anyway, so to see one of my most favoured film franchises adopt that medium, it's going to be a fun time. And as I said, we're going to have familiar stories through fresh perspectives while we get to enjoy the unfolding of Phase 4. Moving on to Star Wars now, and the first project I'm really excited about is Star Wars Visions. So there really isn't too much we know about this yet, bar what was said last night. Not that I've actually watched the full video of last night, I've just catched up with all the stuff afterwards that comes out. But I went onto the Star Wars website to get a bit more information, and this is kind of basically what it's about. So it's said to be an anthology of 10 short films that are going to be made by several Japanese anime studios. I also haven't yet been able to find out which anime studios, so if you do know, let me know in the comment section down below. But the very idea that we're going to be getting some Star Wars through a completely new and fresh perspective and a completely new and fresh medium, I can't wait to see what they do with this. It kind of makes me think of Cowboy Bebop. I always saw that show as what an anime version of Star Wars might look like. So if Star Wars Visions kind of goes down that route, maybe not quite as adult, maybe a bit more family friendly so that more people can watch. I mean, either way, I don't care, I'm gonna watch it. But if it kind of meets that kind of vision, that kind of stature, then this is gonna be an incredibly exciting new addition to the Star Wars mythos, legacy, shows, y'all name it. What I really hope is that the studios are left to their own devices on this one, and you know, that kind of feels that there's a general shift at Lucasfilm, that the creatives that are being hired to work these projects are being left a bit more to their own devices. Certainly with The Mandalorian, that's how it's felt, and considering Favreau and Filoni are going to be helming the new Ahsoka series, the new Republic series as well, that's all, I think, tying into The Mandalorian to start a kind of a big universe little thing there. I'm hoping that that same courtesy is extended to these anime studios, otherwise what's the point in hiring them to give us something as fresh and as new as this? I guess now it's just a question as to what stories they tell. Personally, I wouldn't mind if they remade some of the stories we've already seen before into this fresh take, and you know, they add a kind of spin onto it as well, and maybe things are slightly altered. I wouldn't mind that, because as I said, it's, you know, it's completely aside from that story anyway, and that it is feels like it's designed to be something completely new. And then in saying that, as it is something completely new, I guess my preference would be that they do make new stories to go along with this fresh take, because, you know, we all want new stories and fresh stories and something new to delve in and explore. So it kind of makes sense that they would do that with this project. The second Star Wars project I'm really looking forward to is the Acolyte, and that is for two reasons. Firstly, it is outside of the Skywalker saga, and secondly, it looks like it is a dark side-led show. So we're getting two completely new offerings here through Star Wars, the Acolyte. It's going to be set during the High Republic era, this new era that Lucasfilm are currently working on within novels and comics, and this appears to be the first show that is announced within that era. However, that being said, it is going to be set at the end of the High Republic era, as from as far as I can surmise, it's as the Sith are beginning to return to power, so we're probably looking at Darth Plagueis and Sidious. Whether they will feature is a different thing. I kind of doubt that they will. Maybe they will. Obviously, Yoda would be around at that time as well. I kind of hope that these characters don't feature that heavily, and we get to see new characters and new things explored within the Jedi and the Sith. Yeah, there's not really much more information on it just yet, other than that it's being helmed by Leslie Headland, who of course is best known for Russian Dolls, a TV show I've not yet seen, but I know it was very well received, so I reckon it's going to be amazing, the Acolyte. But yeah, overall it looks like both Marvel and Star Wars are going in heavily in more diverse storytelling. Something for me is an absolute win. You look at the lineup for Marvel, and 14, maybe a bit more, 14 of the 21 projects shown already offer greater diversity, recognizing that global audience this studio has. And Star Wars announcing stories centered around both Lando and Cassian, as well as Ahsoka. It's going to offer more diversity, and I'm completely stoked about that. But then at the same time, Star Wars is also offering something that the majority of the entire fan base has been pining for such a long time. The return, of course, of both Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I can't deny that I'm not excited about that. Who can't be excited about that? If you are a Star Wars fan, you are going to be I'm seeing lots of people already just chomping at the bit for this new Obi-Wan series now. And Hayden Christensen is going to be returning as Darth Vader, so not necessarily as Anakin Skywalker. It will be interesting to see if he's going to be playing Darth Vader pre or post that fight with Obi-Wan. Who knows what that is going to offer, because it sounds like it's about to get mental. So no matter what you're after within Marvel and Star Wars, it looks like both studios are going to be offering something for everyone, and I have barely even scratched the surface in this video. There's so much coming out. But let me know in the comment section down below, what are you looking forward to? I'd be really interested to know. You know, I've named my things. I'm looking more to the diversity and representation. That's what I do here. But I want to know what you're looking forward to, because it's going to be completely different to me. If you want to check out some more videos, then you can check out my reasoning for why Black Widow should have been in Phase 1. And if you want to see why Ahsoka's arrival to live action is an important step within the Star Wars universe, you can click here and you can subscribe up there. Until next time, Hakuna MaChatter.